Listen, I see potential here. You do? I mean, yeah, your editing is good enough, it's just that your most recent video is like your least viewed video, not counting whatever this is. Oh, what should I do? Well, if you want to make more topical videos, you should make them when the topic is hot and in general, post more. I can't because I have a personal life. Okay, I'm not going to waste your time here. I feel like your best option right now is to make one of these videos, either a video glazing chapter 2 season 2 or something about scoped ARs. Scoped ARs? Why? Are these really the only options? I had a video about quests in mind and how they... Nope, these are the only two options you get. Fine, I'll go with the scoped ARs. I don't feel like doing nostalgia bait is the right call. Welp, suit yourself. Now go make that video before the month ends. Imagine yourself in this situation. You just finished fighting someone and out of nowhere you get sprayed for like 100 damage. Your only clue to what's going on is the visual on this stupid wheel. And once you look in the general directions where those shots came from, you can't see anyone. Why? Because they are sitting so far away that from that distance they're basically ants. And they are holding a scope they are that for some reason can snipe you from across the map. This sounds like so much fun, right? Right? For the most part, I've been enjoying the current season of Fortnite. It's nothing really outstanding, it's simple and works well as a first season of a chapter. But just like many other seasons, it comes with a few issues. It was fine at first when there was only the Deadeye AR, but Epic Gaze decided to unvote the mess that is the MK7. Probably one of the most broken ARs this game has ever seen. I would honestly be alright with this if we just didn't come back from a chapter that practically had at least one scoped AR in each season. Because scoped ARs are some of the most broken weapons in this game, often having very little or close to no recoil, being very easy to control when scoped, and also being hit scan. Despite how fun some of them are to use, I still have to say that for the most part, I do not like them. It's just that more often than not, they just overshadow any non-scoped weapon in a loot pool, excluding shotguns because those guns are close-range weapons while most ARs are mid to long range. Keyword being most. Also, shotguns serve a different purpose from ARs. Anyway, if I had to show an example, I would probably point to Chapter 6, Season 1. That season added probably one of my favorite ARs ever, that being the Fury AR. It might not have been the best weapon ever, but it was still a decent fast fire rate option. But I never saw anyone carrying it. Why? Why was that? Say hello to the Hollow Twister, a scope they are with practically no recoil. I'm not surprised it felt like everyone's aim was godly during that season. This gun is pure bullshit. If you weren't carrying it, you were just putting yourself at a disadvantage, because the other two options were horrible when compared to this thing. The only time when the Fury got to shine was when the Hollow Twister wasn't in rotation, that being Chapter 6 Season 3, because during that season there were only two ARs to choose from. Both didn't have scopes, each played differently, and you weren't putting yourself at a disadvantage when choosing one over the other. The same could be said about Shock and Awesome, but down the line the Hollow was added and the MK7 to the loot pool. But in the end, that season had so many other bigger issues, so it doesn't really matter. Now, what if a loot pool is just entirely made out of scoped weapons? Surely that will fix the issue. No the fuck it won't, just look at Lawless. Practically, almost every single gun in that season had a scope, and it didn't matter if it was an AR or not. Someone at Epic Gaze was like, let's take this powerful close to mid-range drum gun and give it a scope to make it a powerful all-range weapon. And some other employee was like, how about we also throw in a bunch of old scoped weapons we have? And the first guy was like, hell yeah, this will make a great loot pool for this season. And then walks in like their supervisor and goes, you guys earned a promotion for making the game so fun and balanced and fun and playable. As much as I want to call that loot pool bad, I can't, because the infiltrator pump was in it and I pledged to never speak ill of a loot pool with that shotgun in it. But the point I want to make is that just throwing other scoped weapons to balance out other scoped weapons creates a bigger issue instead of solving it. Because okay, it's up to the players if they want to use a scoped weapon or not, but not giving a decent option for those who prefer a gun without a scope and only leaving some of the most busted scoped weapons in the game doesn't seem ideal. Sorry collateral damage AR, you were more of an SMG than an AR, sorry bud. Though your exotic was busted, so I guess you had that going for ya. The only scenario I can see scoped ARs working in is when they have bullet drop, or maybe even the whole loot pool has it. Oh wait, that already happened. When Chapter 5 released, it came with a teeny itty bitty small change to how guns worked. It made every gun have bullet drop. In short, if you don't know what that means, here's the difference. Hit scan is when your bullets go instantly to the spot you were aiming at. That's what most guns in this game use. Bullet drop is when your bullets start going downwards after being shot out from the gun. That's what sniper rifles use. Oh, and also, every bullet this chapter acted as a projectile. Basically, it took time for it to travel a certain distance. Anyway, this change made it harder to be fully accurate with any weapon that didn't have a scope. But to solve this issue, this chapter was also released with weapon attachments. In short, these allowed you to change a few selected things in your gun, the most important thing being the ability to add a scope to any gun. Because let's be honest, the other attachments were pretty much useless most of the time. Because Epic couldn't be bothered to explore this idea more in depth. After adding a scope, it made it somewhat easier to hit your shots while aiming, especially at longer distances. This didn't make you be able to hit anyone from any distance at any time, it just made it a little bit easier to do. Compared to a weapon that wasn't equipped with a scope, one that had it equipped allowed you to be more consistent with your shots, and generally just be more accurate. Now this makes me think that Epic just saw that people were using scopes on weapons, so they decided to throw at least one scoped weapon into each loot pool. I mean, yeah, people were using scopes, but not because they really wanted to, but because it made their guns better. I mean, I did that too. Except for the sniper rifle, from which I was constantly taking off the scope because I like suffering and I was a psychopath. Honestly, the best option for scoped weapons is for them to get bullet drop. But wait, if we get a scoped bullet drop AR and a regular hit scan AR in the same loot pool, most players will pick the hit scan gun because bullet drop is generally seen as a downside. You know what, just make scoped guns have huge recoil and maybe some bloom? Like I forgot that's a thing this game has. I know bloom doesn't really work well with scopes, but even a little bit of it when shooting rounds would be good, right? Do scoped guns have bloom in this game? Because I feel like they don't have any. I'm going to look that up later, now you can leave.